What's going on, guys? All right, I'll give it a little bit. I know that there were some people on the power session. I think that like just ended. So I'm going to give it just a little bit more before we get going. I was actually just going to go over our designs today, just kind of talking about that aspect of it. Lost somebody. Let's see. Man, I hate to do it. It's 10:05. We got a nice, small, intimate class. I love it. If it does right, if it stays small like this, we can just go and kind of make this a lot more interactive if we want. Um, just kind of asking questions, kind of taking care of what everybody needs one off, right? Not necessary to kind of go over all of it, but we're going to do what we can here. All right, I'm just going to go. And then if you guys have questions, feel free to chime in or just, leave some stuff in the chat. Let me make sure I have my volume up here. All right. All right. So what I wanted to talk about today is more of the design section inside of Command, right? Really kind of building out this brand and making the aesthetic that you use for all of your marketing collateral, right? Trying to make that just a lot more consistent. Just trying to have that look to everything. So what I'm going to show off, right, is kind of taking that initial brand and then bringing it into Command. And that starts, right, by having kind of an idea of what your brand looks like. And so I do see right, a couple new people on the call, but this is something where the marketing department can come in a lot. And what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to do in 2021 more, right, is really bridge that gap between our custom marketing and the marketing that we're doing inside of our software. So if we've already had kind of this consultation, right, we've gone to the marketing department, said that, we're looking for, logos, we're looking for, colors, we're looking to kind of build this brand, all together. I really want to kind of make this consistent. So I'm going to pull up an example that I got real quick here. And kind of going off of this. So I'm going to use, right, Jeff Yarbrough as an example here. He has this logo that was created for him, right, the Jeff Yarbrough Group. And there's some colors that kind of go into that. And this is actually kind of one of the key points here is the color aspect, because I think this is like really what starts to tie everything together and creates that consistency. So if you've had marketing people kind of make this for you already, you should have these logos. And to go along with each color, right, we see it has kind of this gargly goop, this kind of jumble here at the bottom. All right, each color is going to have its like kind of corresponding, right, hex code or RGB code, right? These are super key and we'll hold on to them later. Additionally, right, what was given in this little kind of brand packet from the marketing person was a font, right? It comes in a file, right? It's just something that you download on the computer. So that's something that we're going to hold on to too. All right, so we want a logo, we want a color theme, and we want a font, right? Those three things alone, right, they're going to go a long way as far as kind of building consistent collateral. So assuming that we have, right, a few of these things, I'm going to go ahead and put a few of these things into Command and really kind of build this out. For the people that are kind of just hopping on here, we're going over designs inside of Command and really building that brand identity. So, right, we have our logo, we have some colors that we've worked out. We've met with the marketing department already. We have this laid out for us. And so now we're actually going to execute on it and use it inside of Command. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to go and start. All right, it's the website that we're going to every single time, agent.kw.com. I've definitely committed to memory, put it in your head. Then you're just using your regular KW password and login to actually access all of this, right? Boom. Okay, so now that that's there, I'm actually going to go and open this up and we're going to see all these different kind of apps along the side here, everything that I'm trying to dig into. What I'm going to go and focus on right now, at least, is just this designs. what I'm really trying to do, and for those, again, we got a couple more people, just going to be making these designs using our brand kit that was already given to us, trying to make something that looks really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and go, right, we're on the designs tab. I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand corner here and use this plus sign to create a new one, right? And I'm going to go and just use social, right? Doesn't really matter. All I'm really trying to do is get to this next screen, right? And so by clicking new social graphic, it takes me to this area where I have all of these different templates, right? We have templates for, talking about our app. We have templates talking about just listed, just solds, local neighborhood expert, right? The neighborhood snaps. There's a lot here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, before I jump into any template, right, before I start editing anything, I'm going to look at the top here and have my brand assets. This is so key, right? Very critical to this entire operation here. So I'm going to go into brand assets, and we see all these different kind of functions along the side that I could use to, kind of customize my designs. This is really key because everything that we put here, right, these are pretty much acting as our templates for, when we're on our actual designs, what we're using to kind of customize these. And so it starts with the colors, right? We talked about this a little bit. When I come in here and I choose these colors, we do actually have the option, just like we saw before, right? We can do the RGB code, the hex code. There's a lot of ways that we could look up these numbers. So if we look back to this, right, we have our marketing department taking care of this for us, right? We have these numbers. So I could take this hex code, right, bring it into designs. I can paste that in. It didn't work, so let's just go and write it down manually. Hang on. Okay, here we go. 768192, right? That's the hex code for this color that the marketing department assigned for us. So we're literally just going to take it into designs and then write that number on the hex, right? We got 768192. And then we now see that color shouldn't match up to what we have going on. And it didn't. So let's see why not. 768192. There we go. Boom. And then now that matches up to our color guide. It's the exact same color. So really easy now to kind of swap all that out. This one's kind of fun, right? This is actually the KW red. It's like the actual red that they use on their logos. And so that one, right, it's 161 red, 48G, 48 blue. 161, 48, 48, in case anybody wanted to use that. This concept's a little bit weird, I guess. Hopefully this kind of makes sense, kind of resonates. Main point, right? We're really trying to check in with our marketing department and see what we can build out there. And that's colors. Okay, so then moving down, right?
Hey, Blake, quick question.
Let's hear it.
So this isn't available right now, right? You said this is going to be available down the road, or?
This is available now. This is.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, okay. Because I hear you say, we're pushing this with our marketing department. I'm like, wait, is this available now?
Oh, gotcha. No. So what I mean by that is, like, if we've gone to the marketing department and they've built stuff for us, right? They built a logo, they've used colors on a project. I can take some of those aspects and apply them here, right? It's not a requirement though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like right now you could jump into command and say, okay, I want to use, this shade of blue or purple, you know what I mean? Like we can assign this ourselves. It doesn't have to be like reliant on the marketing department, but yeah, you can 100% jump in and get this going.
All right, that makes sense now. Thank you.
Cool.
Hello? Blake, I'm sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, let's do, I think that was Sydney first, and then we'll go with Boo.
Thank you. If and when you get a chance, will you show us where to download the logo for us,
Definitely.
for our individual logo, so we can put it on our website?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Cool. All right, let's do this. All right, Abu.
I was saying like we can create the logo through command, or we have to go with the department of the marketing.
So marketing is probably the easiest way to go, but yes, you can make a logo here. That's actually something I was going to do for sure.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
And then the logo, right? That kind of plays into like this next piece here. Is that me? That's my feedback. Cool. You guys can hear me? All right. Okay. So
Yes,
this
we can hear you.
cool. All right. So this next piece, right, for building a logo, right? What I'm gonna do is actually take this logo that already exists and then turn it into something else, right? I want to have like a square aspect logo. And so to do that, right, I actually want to use the font correctly. And so we actually see here, right, there's an area where we can upload our own fonts, right? We can just go ahead and upload here. And so what this is looking for, right, it's these weird kind of font files that we can have downloaded. You know, it's a TTF file or an OTF file. That's typically what we'll see. But you can get these from pretty much anywhere, right? There's a bunch of different kind of like packages on fonts on the web, right? If we just search font download into Google, we're going to see like, okay, 1001 free fonts. And then we can go down here and we can see, right, these kind of letterings that we want. And then we can build off of them. And so again, right, if our marketing department has done something, they actually do have these that they can give to you, right? They know which fonts they've used. But I could take some like a boring sans A, and then I literally just have to download it. And then I don't know if we see this, but there's actually now a zip folder right inside of my computer. I think you're not seeing this, but the font folder is available now. And so I can come back into, plug my computer in. Come back into commands. And here we go, ready? I'm actually gonna upload one of those font files that I just put in. And so we see, all right, boring sans A, right? That's now available in our font library. Super key. Big fan of that. Any questions? That's kind of another weird piece, but definitely something crucial, because as we're kind of making all of these different kind of graphics, flyers, we want consistency. And so the font's a big part of that. So even if like you just kind of identify a font that's already there, already available, and you say, okay, I'm going to use that, I think that's key, right? It's definitely going to work out for you. All right, let's go to the next one. And that's going to be logos. Okay, and so that logos, it's actually the next one right below here. And we can actually upload as many as we want. So any logos that we're currently kind of working with, whether they're KW Beverly Hills or otherwise, right, they can be uploaded into this section and be used, directly for these designs. And so this is actually different, right, than where we're going to be uploading logos for our website. Cindy, here we go. Let's log out. Let's do it.
I'm gonna do it with you. I'm trying to log on.
Okay, cool. I was logging into your account here. So.
Oh, thank you. You're the best.
Actually, I don't know if I have the right one you want. So what you're gonna do is hit the drop down. Hit the drop down on the name, right, and then we're gonna go to settings.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you're in settings, right, we're gonna go to the left here and go to connect settings. And the only drop down on connect settings is marketing profile, right? This marketing profile is super key, right? This is where everything is actually gonna be populated. And so a couple places to upload logos here, right? The first one is gonna be this team logo. It's right below your photo, right? The team logo is gonna be what's specific to you. don't put a KW Beverly Hills logo here, right? This is going to be something that's more reflective of what you have going on, whether that's like the actual team that you're on, or right, just a logo with your initials that was uploaded or created by the marketing department, or kind of like what I'm going to show you here in a little bit, and make that up. Right then, right, we look a little bit down, and there's the Center for Market Center Brokerage. This is going to be the Market Center logo. This is where the KW Beverly Hills should go. You can upload anything you want there. And then I was going to put this in the link in the chat below. Right, we have this link, bit.ly/KWBH logos. We're going in the chat right now. And essentially all this link is just a Google Drive folder that contains all of the logos that we have. So we have kind of the classics here, right? Our white, red, our black in the square version. We have some in the long. And then our guy, Carlos, right? He actually just put in this folder for updated. And we have a couple new designs that we can work with here, right? We have a red and black, kind of this gold foil looking one. So a couple options to choose from. Go check that out. Use those logos. Hopefully that answered your question, Cindy.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
My concern was like my own one.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the C and M. That's the one that I would want to.
Definitely. Do you have that somewhere? I looked.
I do have it. I emailed it to you.
I don't have it. Email. In the email.
I don't have it in there. I can put it in there if you need me to. I just don't know how. That's what I was saying. I don't know. I don't want to do it because I was going to go with the first place where you said we're not in the team one.
Right.
And then that's where I was like, I don't want to touch this.
Definitely. Yeah. One with the C and the M should 100% go into the marketing profile. Okay. I was looking at the email. I didn't see one with a CM. I only see these KW Beverly Hills ones. I think that I think I see at some point they were attached. I didn't get them though.
Okay. I can text it to you right now, or do you want me to download it there right now?
Either way.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, that marketing profile, right? That's what's populating everything externally. So whatever you plug into those spaces, that's what's used on the website. That's what's used inside of the app. This is going to be right specifically for the designs. So still crucial, right, that you actually do put that there. But right, take it as you will. So that's where I'm putting right these logos. I kind of noticed this yesterday, where if I click on the side, right, I can actually rename these. And so I think that just kind of plays, it makes it a little bit cleaner. I know a lot of like the logo files, they're going to be things like, these really long, like, okay, white on black, transparent. They're kind of like these garbage names. So shortening that up, just making it a little bit cleaner here, just for the sake of organization. Looking down the side here, there's a couple more parts of the brand kit, like text, right? Stuff you're using every time. Images, whether that's a headshot, some different kind of scenes from different listings that you have on rotation that you like to use all the time. And then that's pretty much it. There's a couple more things down here, elements, videos, files. To be completely honest, never seen these work before. There's nothing really in designs yet that this functions with. Videos, it's very promising. If you've ever used Canva before, you can actually use videos inside of your designs, which is cool. So hopefully that's the direction that we're going. But for now, I'm just focusing on colors and fonts, logos, and then maybe images, right? If we have some really good stuff there. Any questions about kind of like putting that brand kit together? Feel free to leave them in the chat, or just speak up. I think we're all good on that. Okay, so next, let me show the logo piece because I think that's very crucial. Right, obviously going to the marketing department, very easy way to get a logo created. The other way, if you really want to be ambitious and go through Command and do this, it's going to be done under the My Designs tab. All right, we were just under brand assets. So I'm just going one over to the middle where it says My Designs. And then right here at the top, right, start from blank, select a format and start designing. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually just hit start. And we see, right, we can have all these different formats, right? Whether it's for Twitter, door hangers, jumbo postcards, we have all these templates. What I can actually do, let's see what the format is here, 850 by 850. That's not bad. So you could go profile picture. That's going to be pretty much the same. But then it could also just do a custom size, right? Where we go like 360 by 360. That's going to be a good size, right? 360 pixels by 360 pixels. I think I just Googled that once. That's how I know. So then I can hit create. And then this will be like a kind of a little bit of an introduction here, right? This is going to be the design studio. So this is a blank canvas, right? Obviously we can edit these templates, but for now we're starting off on just a totally blank space. And then we can go and enter in, right, pretty much anything here. Text, shapes, images that we want to go with, different logos. But we're going to go and make our own logo. And so we're just going to use text to do that. So I'm going to go and hit the drop down up here, hit text. And we have all these different sizes. And so you just pick one that's like kind of appropriate for what you're doing. Right, in this case, say the title. Look at that, it's got a little tutorial for you. Let's do it. Okay, so let's see the first one, I don't know. Then I said, choose your font, right? So we're gonna use that drop down to choose our font. This is how we're going to adjust the color of it. Okay, we got some banners. Perfect. That was Gary Keller. Okay, so now, all right, we're actually going to use this text and then edit it to kind of be our logo. So my idea here is I wanted to pretty much take this long Jeff Yarbrough group and condense it into a square, because there's a lot of places inside a command or even kind of elsewhere where a square logo is going to be more appropriate than a long one, right? I kind of want that versatility where I can either go long or short. Think of it like the Netflix logo, right? Netflix, they have the logo where it's spelt out and it says Netflix. Then they also have the icon that's just the N. So I'm trying to kind of go with that same kind of dynamic. And so I'm going to go into my command designs, and then I'm going to actually just edit this to be JYG for Jeff Yarbrough group. And so to edit text, right, I can click on this and either triple click into it, or what I can do, right, and this is like the most key, right? If there's one thing to take away, right, I always say this, it's this typewriter functionality. It makes it super easy to edit the text that we're dealing with. And so you can, try to struggle with it here, right? You can click into it. It's actually not that difficult, but still, hitting typewriter, doing JYG, especially if we're doing something like a lot longer, this is going to be really key. But JYG, we hit save changes, and here we go. All right. So immediately, right, I want to make this a little bit bigger. I could use the size here at the top, but even easier than that, why I love command so much, if I actually just take the corner of the text box and drag it out, right, I can make that text bigger. Really easy to manage that now. Boom. And then any changes that I make up here, right, they're going to be applied directly to this. And so let's do that first kind of step here. I actually want to go into the fonts and choose, right, what I've uploaded. So what it was called was Montserrat, right? That's the font used on the official logo. And you see, I actually have a couple different versions here. It's really hard to see the difference. But there's one that's regular and one that's extra bold. So I kind of want to take a look at that. And so now, right, it kind of got a little off-centered. So I'm going to make this just a touch smaller and then drag out my box. Oh, hopefully we kind of saw that, right? If anything's ever pushed to the next line, we just want to make that a little bit wider. Let's see. All right, cool. we see, right, there's all these other different fonts that are available. So even if you're not like downloading one, right, just kind of finding one that you kind of like and that you're willing to kind of roll with, I think that's perfect. One that I love is Poppins. And one of the reasons I love it, right, is because there's all these variations, right? There's the semi-bold, the light, the hairline. This is kind of what adds depth there, right? If you want your stuff to kind of have a different look, don't do two different fonts, right? Don't do, Veranda on one and then Rufina on another. Keep it Rufina bold and Rufina light. That's what kind of adds some depth and what ultimately makes things look good, I think. So, all right, so now we kind of have that laid out. I'm gonna make this like a touch bigger. All right, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and change the color. So right there at the top, right, and then to get into our colors, right, it's a little bit of a chore here, but we're just gonna go to library colors. And then we swap that out to my library colors. And so you see, I changed these to white, but it's gonna be these three right here. That's what's on the brand kit. Boom. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's match this up, right? What does he do? So on the outside, it looks like it's this one. And then I'm gonna see if I can actually just highlight the Y and make that the dark color. Boom. So now, right, that text actually matches up to kind of like the spread on this bigger logo here. Then, right, it looks like there's a little bit of an underline. And so I could actually just go to drawing and build a line. Hopefully we're seeing that okay. Right, I love this part, right? You can do this with the line, you can do it with shapes. And then just like with the text, right? We click on that object and then we can edit it here at the top. So I can, change the color of this. I can change how wide it is, right here with this, what's called the stroke. I can make it skinnier, I can make it wider. I can even change if it's dashed, right? If it's solid. A lot of customization here. So I put that there. Oh, it's not terrible. For some reason, right, the font doesn't look great. It doesn't look really like what I'm doing here. So that's something to kind of get figured out, right? I kind of have to go through this. It's probably going to be like a skinnier version. So I'm going to get that figured out. I'm going to not use the bold version, but it's something to kind of go through. But now that I've kind of built this out, I'm actually pretty happy with how this looks. If the font was good, right? The way that the colors are, it's very much kind of what I'm going for. And so to kind of finalize this, what I'm going to do is actually just download it. All right. And when I hit download, I'm going to have a couple different options. I can either do this as a JPEG, but we see this other one in the middle, it's a PNG, and that's exactly what we're going for, right? We want this to be in a PNG format, and even more, right? We want to do with the transparent background. That's super key, right? If we don't hit that transparent background, then it's just going to be a white box that we're putting on everything. But when we do the transparent background, this is actually something that we can then kind of start stamping. So I'm going to lay that out, hit download. All right, we're going to see it in the top left corner, preparing. And then when it's ready to go, it's going to say, hey, your download's ready. Boom. Okay, there we go. There's our download. Let me open this up. Okay, there we go. I just got, and I'm a mess. I'm all over. Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just go back. Okay, so then now from here, right, we're going to go back to brand assets. And then under logos, I'm going to go ahead and upload that JYG that I just found here. Boom, and then upload that one file. And so now we see, right, it's got that transparent background and then also our lettering. Definitely some work to do on this, but that's my idea here, right? Is that we're just putting in the letters, making it match the rest of our brand kit, and then uploading something here. It's definitely just got to get a lot skinnier. That's all. Otherwise, very happy with that. Any questions on that piece? I love it. We're all just chugging along together.
It's going great, but I think once you're doing it, it's like a whole nother ball game.
For sure. Yeah. And that's pretty much anything on command. I think like this is like my favorite thing to say at this point, but it's like you could watch me do it. You could watch tutorials about it, but until you do that first rep yourself, right, it's really hard to really kind of wrap your head around it. But once you get in and you actually do it and you're able to kind of stumble through, right, that's when things actually start to go well. So big proponent of that. Let's go ahead and wrap this up for you really quick. I was able to get it in there. So we're going to go down to connect settings, marketing profile. And then with that logo that you just created, right, we're going to have that go to our team logo. Boom, boom. And upload it in. There we go. Perfect. And as long as this little box is checked here on the marketing profile, right, use my information to brand my agent site. As long as that's checked, right, you're going to be good to go. And you're going to see that kind of populate consistently. Let's see if we can actually go check it out real quick. I'm going to go to consumer tab, agent site pages. We're going to look at the hot link there.
You make this look so easy.
Thank you. I try. Oh, you know what? I messed up. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Okay, we're gonna go back to our settings, back to our marketing profile, and it's not there anymore. All right, so I'm gonna go and upload that again. And then so crucial. Scroll to the bottom and hit save. I completely messed that up, so that's on me. Hit save, right? And then everything's gonna be populated everywhere. Then we can check again, right? We're gonna go to the consumer tab, go look at our agent site. Boom, and then the logo is gonna show up there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool.
I was breaking my head over this. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Blake, just one question.
Mhm.
When you went to the agent side, it looks like the logo is not see-through anymore.
Yeah.
And why is that? And is that something we can change, or that's just how it is?
It's going to be like the file that was given. And I was actually going to follow up with that. It says transparent, but it's a JPEG. I'm kind of pulling up a couple different things here. And so that's why you got to have that PNG with the transparent background.
I mean, my logo is PNG when I use it in command on different files, and it works fine. But when it goes to my website, the logo by itself is PNG on command. And, you know, when I transfer it on any advertising, it is, you know, it doesn't have any background. So it works perfect. But on the website, when you look at the picture.
Am I looking at it now?
Yeah. But go look at my picture where the logo is on top of it. Then you see that it's not see-through. It has a white background. You see right there.
Gotcha.
So that's just, yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Not a big deal. Just
sure. I kind of see what you're saying though. It's like the way that it's sitting in there.
Yeah.
And then our marketing department made it for you, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me think of that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find kind of a solution, because I definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better answer on that right now.
Don't worry, it's not a big deal at all.
Fair.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions about kind of like getting all that set up? Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you how this actually kind of works now, right? How we can kind of go through it. Now that we have all that set up, right, we can actually start to make these designs pretty easily. So I'm going to start right with a local expert. These are kind of my go-tos that I love to use. So I'm actually just going to go and hit use on this one. And then we'll be redirected back over to that design library side. And then we can start working with this. So I'm going to, this will be like kind of a tutorial on designs, right? Just like we did, in previous ones, right? We're going to just go and take this kind of block by block and kind of make sure that it's all updated for us. So the first thing that kind of sticks out, right, is the logo. I want to go ahead and swap that out. So I'm going to go click on it and I see, right, all of my designs just popped up. So I'm going to delete that one out and then I'm going to add in, right, the logos that I want to use. It's usually a good idea to kind of replace similar looking logos. All right, and so we can, there's our long one. We place it in there, it's looking good. Next piece, right? So there's our logo, boom. Now it's the color scheme, right? We spent a lot of time on that. And so what you'll see in a lot of these designs is they have blocks, right? It's like this one, it's this square piece. And so if I click on that, right, I get all of my options here at the top. And so again, just like we did with our logos, right, we can actually come in and make this again, right, kind of match our brand colors. And so this is going to be for our social graphics, but then even for, right, flyers, brochures, it's all going to have the same color. And so I'll do the same thing with the font here, right? Clicking on it, going into that fill color, making that boom, kind of match up. And then I definitely want to change the font on this. I want to, of course, go back to Montserrat, boom. The one right below it, doing the same thing. It's under recent fonts now. I love it, right? Already coming together. And so just by making those small little changes there, right, we're already kind of more in line with how our brand identity looks. Then we can swap out that actual photo. And so this is where, right, if we have some of these photos that we have on deck, right, all we're going to do is actually just click on the photo on the screen, hover over one of the photos that we want, and hit replace image. Hopefully we all see that, right? That's super important. Replace image, and then the photo is now in that space. All right, alternatively, we can actually just take the photos and just drag them over. That's going to work as well. Either way you go about that. All right, for the photos, we can absolutely, we have a couple options, okay? So we can go into this company folder, and there's a bunch of like kind of stock photos, right? Like we can look at house exteriors and then choose from this list, right? If we wanted to go with something like, more that speed, we can definitely kind of swap these around and it's going to look good. Otherwise, right, if we don't want stock footage and maybe we have some photos on our computer, right, we can actually just go over to add and then just upload them directly. I don't think I have anything crazy. There's something, right? I could upload that photo and then now just the same, right? Use that. Last option, and I think this is really key, right? And one of like the main kind of functionalities of this, kind of playing into like how this can make it automated, right? It's actually going through the KWLS and searching for a listing specifically. So if there's something that's on the market, right, something that you want to use photos for, we can actually search for those addresses here and use them in our collateral. Like let's say I want to go to kwbeverlyhills.com. We want to look at the properties. We want to see something inside the office that we want to kind of utilize here. So I can scroll through, right? We look for a property that we want. Big fan of this one, right? 4445 Camellia. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to search 4445 Camellia. Boom, there we go. We found the listing here, courtesy of Totam Roberts. She's amazing. So we're going to go ahead and select this listing. And then just from these photos, right, just like we saw before, all we're going to do is just swap them out into that space. All right. And so now, like, just to kind of play into this, right, we're doing a how's the market, local activity in the last 24 hours. I'm going to go ahead and just look up all of these statistics to see, you know, the last 24 hours, what that looks like. I can definitely just grab this data from the MLS. I think my login is currently not working to the MLS. Got to talk to Alfredo, see if I can get added back on here. But right, if you log into the MLS, scroll to the very, very bottom, and you're going to see that block for the 24-hour statistics. And so just like we did before, right, all we have to do is click on this block, and then I can go into that typewriter function that we talked about. And I can change this from 150 to, you know, 80. And then start to build out that graphic. But that's the easy part, right? Or that's the hard part, is actually looking up the statistics, right? Because we did that brand kit and because everything's just there, right? Adding in the logos, the fonts, the colors, it's all just very second nature. So that's kind of the mindset I'm trying to get into a lot 2021, right? Is having all of this kind of set out so that this isn't a chore to come in here and make a 24-hour market snap for my Facebook business page, right? I want this just to be a very kind of easy process. So 100%, right? I'm loading up that brand kit so we can make these. And so then after I'm done, right, I can definitely kind of download here and then just have this JPEG, right, ready to go on my computer. All right, and then once it's on your computer, you can do pretty much anything with it. Get it to your phone however you can. Maybe you use Google Drive, maybe you email it to yourself, text it to yourself, get it on your phone so you can upload it to Instagram. Of course, I have to do it because it kind of just ties the whole thing together, right? If I want to put this on my Facebook business page, I'm 100% going to utilize command here. So throwing a curveball, I'm going to go and hit done, top right corner. All right, I'm good with this. I'm going to jump back into command. All right, and let me log out. Okay, so now, right, what I'm going to do is actually go to the campaign section inside of command. Campaigns right here. And so this is where we do like our Facebook ads, everything else like that. But what this kind of works really well with and kind of that integration that we see, right, it's with the social posts, just regular social posts that we're scheduling onto our Facebook business page. We'll see if we can get this to pull up. There we go. All right, so campaigns. All right, I'm going over to social posts. And then what I can do, right, I can either top right corner, hit create a new campaign, or, and this is what I love about it, right? We see the week kind of laid out here, right? Today, Thursday, Friday, and then we see it all down here. Let's say for Friday, right? I can actually just come down here and hit create a social post. And so I'm starting this now for something that's going to go out on Friday. And then when we see, it's going real slow today, super cool. All right, one of the first things for the photo is we're actually able to browse the design library, right? So of course we can actually just upload the images and drag it in from our computer. But if we hit designs, right, we can actually browse that design library and find what we've just made. And so this market update that we just worked on, right, we can bring that in automatically. And so what's going to happen here, right? It's going to spin a little bit. It's going to not work. I don't understand what's going on with command, but it's going to do this inevitably. It's going to spin around. It's going to say not ready to use. But then as soon as I go in and do it for a second time, it's going to pop in. Don't know why, but that's where we're at. So just be patient, do it a second time and it'll work. It'll pull up just like this. We're having some real problems. There we go. Once it pulls up, right, we'll be able to hit crop image. And now this is queued up to be posted, right? We write our caption and then we can actually schedule this post on, right now it's January 15th. right? And then we say that where that's going to go out to, right? The Jeff Yarbrough group page, or, you know, your Twitter account. Do that, schedule it out, and then you can kind of make this part of a really smooth kind of piece of your marketing model, right? Really easily, you could sit there on Sunday, create 4 or 5 different graphics, all kind of using that brand identity, and then get them laid out for the rest of the week on social media. I think you're crazy if you're not doing at least 1 or 2 posts a week doing this. That design section, it's just very, very easy content to create, right? Whether it's around a listing, something like that, where you're literally just pulling numbers from the MLS, or you're doing a neighborhood snap where you're just kind of using stats that are already there. And that's my shtick. That's what I have on designs, building a brand, and doing it on social media. That was great, guys. Any questions?
Like in case you don't have a listing, you can use other people listing.
Absolutely, right. Best suggestion for that, right? Go ahead and go to our website, right? KWBeverlyHills.com. Click on the property section, see who in the office has active listings, right? If we go like, okay, 1634 Benedict Drive, we click on it, scroll down, and we should see, okay, the listing agent on this is Kathy Cameron, right? So then we can just go ask Kathy, hey, is it okay if I, you know, make a couple social posts with 1634 Benedict Canyon? Kathy's going to say yes, right? She's the sweetest person ever. So of course she's not gonna have a problem with it. So you can definitely kind of go that route. Look on our website, use our office's internal listings. Definitely not a problem at all, right? Tell whatever story works best for you.
All right, thank you.
Cool. Any other questions? David, I saw you took your mic off there for a second.
No, I was just gonna thank you for explaining everything, because you just make it look so like it's a breeze, and this information is helpful. Like
Good.
I didn't even know this was available, so I'm glad I was on the call.
Good.
I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I love hearing that. And there is so much to command, and you have to just see it. You have to go in there and do it. I know.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge resource. It's like, you know, some people you have to pay, you know, a lot of dollars for this just to even have somebody create a logo when you can just go do it yourself to your liking.
Exactly, right. And it's like all these little features, right? It's software on its own. So it's a huge money saver for sure.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah. And I say this on every designs class, right? I probably make this look fairly simple, right? The way I kind of like navigate through it. It's definitely just a process, right? It's something that kind of comes in time. I remember when I first started a design, I didn't know how to like change text. I couldn't figure that out. I am now on design 622, if that gives any context. So it's really just it's a practice game. You have to just put in reps doing different designs, and all this stuff becomes easier, I promise.
I believe it because you say it, but I'm like, wow, like it's just mind blowing. Because once you're in there and you're doing it and you're in your mode, and then when you hit like a hiccup, you're like, you know. But no, I'm grateful for your classes, Blake. Like seriously, thank you.
Absolutely.
Because I've learned so much, and then I get motivated to want to buy another computer so that way I could log in there and then do whatever I need to do there, so I could make command work for its benefit, for what it's for. And command is great.
It's got its bright spots for sure. Something to kind of dive into. Very cool.
I noticed you were recording this class. Are they available on your YouTube, or do you?
It's Alfredo's YouTube channel. But yes, it will.